In politics, there is a fundamental expectation that those who aspire to hold public office or represent a party should do so with integrity, responsibility, and a deep understanding of the values they are meant to champion. Yet, time and time again, political movements find themselves plagued by scandal, hypocrisy, and inexcusable lapses in judgment. The recent debacle surrounding Reform UK is the latest in a long line of political self-sabotage. Their once-touted highest standard of vetting has quickly unraveled, and with it, the credibility of a party attempting to position itself as a legitimate force for change in British politics. Let's be clear about one thing. Reform UK has positioned itself as the alternative to the political establishment, a party that prides itself on being more ethical, more transparent, and more disciplined than the others. Nigel Farage himself boasted of their rigorous vetting process for local council candidates, claiming it was so stringent that no other party had ever even come close. Yet in just 2 days, they were forced to suspend not one, but 2 of their candidates due to utterly offensive, and in some cases, criminally irresponsible, social media activity. The suspension of Miriam Thomas and Stephen Hartley highlights an unsettling truth. Reform UK has either failed to properly vet their candidates, or worse, has knowingly allowed individuals with questionable beliefs and views to represent them. This is not a trivial matter. In politics, the vetting process is the first line of defense against the sort of extremism and divisive rhetoric that has no place in a healthy, functioning democracy. For a party to claim that they have subjected their candidates to the highest standards of scrutiny and then proceed to field individuals who openly share vile, bigoted views is not only a failure, it is a betrayal of the very principles they claim to uphold. Thomas's social media posts, including her denigration of Islam as a false religion and claims that Muslims were plotting to impose Sharia law, are not the result of a simple oversight. These are not comments made in the heat of the moment. They are statements that reflect deeply ingrained prejudices, and they are harmful. The fact that such views were allowed to fester within a party that prides itself on being an alternative to the status quo speaks volumes about the level of scrutiny, or lack thereof, that exists within its ranks. Similarly, Stephen Hartley's defense of Jimmy Savile, a man with a legacy of horrific abuse, is not a case of poor judgment or a passing comment. Hartley's attempt to frame Savile as an innocent man and a working-class hero is not just morally bankrupt, it is dangerously irresponsible. The Savile scandal is a story of profound abuse, with victims whose lives were shattered for years before justice was finally served. Hartley's refusal to disavow Savile's actions, coupled with his misguided defense of the man, is a chilling glimpse into the warped worldview that can exist within the political fringes. For a party that is trying to carve out space for itself as a serious alternative to the establishment, this is nothing short of a disaster. No amount of political spin can excuse such indefensible behavior. It is worth noting that these aren't isolated incidents. The fact that 2 separate candidates in such a short period were exposed for harboring extremist, hateful views reflects a deeper issue within Reform UK. It's not simply a matter of bad apples slipping through the cracks, it's an indication that the party may be actively courting individuals with extremist tendencies, or at the very least, failing to properly filter them out. If Farage and his team truly believe in a higher standard of vetting, then they must take a long, hard look at the internal processes that allowed these candidates to get so far in the first place. And let's not forget the impact this has on the broader political landscape. Reform UK is attempting to present itself as the viable alternative to the political status quo, yet time and time again, their rhetoric and actions reveal that they are not interested in real change. Instead, they offer more of the same, reckless populism, divisive rhetoric, and the normalization of hate. It is no longer enough to simply claim that one is different from the establishment. If Reform UK wants to earn the trust of voters, they must demonstrate that they are capable of upholding the values they preach. This requires more than just a few rehearsed sound bites. It demands real, concrete action. What's truly galling is that these incidents could have been avoided altogether. Vetting is not an afterthought. It is the bedrock upon which any serious political party is built. It requires due diligence, attention to detail, and a commitment to ensuring that candidates reflect the values and principles of the party they represent. If Faraz and his team had truly conducted the rigorous vetting they claimed, these scandals would never have come to light. Instead, they are left scrambling to defend the indefensible. The bottom line is this: Reform UK's credibility is in tatters. Their attempt to position themselves as the morally superior choice in British politics has been undermined by their own failures. If they wish to regain any semblance of respectability, They must do more than suspend candidates when the damage is already done. They must show that they are willing to confront the toxic undercurrents within their own party and build a genuinely inclusive, responsible, and ethical platform for the future. Until they do, their promises of a new political dawn will remain exactly that, empty promises.